once again be your MC for the hottest ticket at Tiki Oasis Tropical Tastings. Also, a special treat this year, joining me from Arizona up on stage, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the Desert Dame herself, Kai.
PubClub Live.
This really is my favorite event. We get to taste through so many unique spirits and listen to so many awesome people talk about all their awesome stuff. So you're in for a real treat because there are lots of very unique spirits on this tasting mat from all around the world, including some made locally here in the beautiful San Diego. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right. So some flavor orientation, yeah. Flavor orientation, your water station's over there. I see there's one water cup left, so you're never stands the time. Restrooms, if you need them, out those doors in the back, down the hall, and to the left. Did anyone attend Tropical Tastings last year? Yeah! That's right. So you remember. But welcome back, welcome back. Did anyone attend Tropical Tastings this year? One? Yeah. Has anyone done all three? Yes, yes. So you know what you're into. You're going to get 8 new samples, but all the same jokes. So,
And it's time
I'll
for
work
a
on
video.
different days material for the next time. Last year was my first TPO. I think you all knew that we're here. Do we have any first timers?
Yep.
Yes. They love their tiki virgins here. Connor, what was your first TPO?
My first Tiki Oasis was back in 2019 in Arizona, also the first year that they started there. But this is my very first San Diego Tiki Oasis. Very excited.
Right on.
So yeah, so you newbies, you first timers, you know already, you should start thinking about nicknames. Last year was my first one of these. I decided I needed a nickname, and I figured out that if I told 300 people a day for 3 consecutive days, it might stick. And it did. Walking around San Diego, getting called Tiki Nicky never failed to make me feel super badass, so thank you for that. Kai, how did you become the Desert Dame?
So back in 2019, like I said, was my very first Arizona Tiki Oasis, and I actually competed in the very first bartender battle that took place down there.
Nice.
And I submitted a cocktail that was a riff on a Bahama Mama called the Desert Dame. And when I won, they announced me as the Desert Dame herself, and it just stuck. And now my business card says the Desert Dame of Drams, and I feel really cool.
Mazel
So those of you that raise your hands, if you've been to previous tropical tastings and it's also your first year, have any of you acquired nicknames? Has anyone dubbed themselves anything? Just crickets. No.
Dr. Lono.
Dr. what?
Dr. Lono.
Dr. Lodo. Give it up for Dr. Lodo. Yeah. Well, as a relative newcomer in my second year, I think that TKO is a magical place. You know, I came in last year wide-eyed. It was, I'm a restaurant guy, and so hospitality through and through, and I love the feeling you get when you go into a restaurant and sit down, and then instantly the whole place disappears. It's you and the people you're with, and you pop out 2 hours later, like, wow, what was that? That feeling is great, and Tiki Oasis can maintain that for like an entire weekend. Do you know what I mean? It's like the pure heart of hospitality. And because you're seeing people experiencing their favorite weekend of the year, right? For y'all veterans, this is Coachella and Comic-Con all in one. And everyone's in character, which is fantastic, right? Which is why we go back to the character, you gotta have that tiki persona, you know?
I'm like this the rest of the year too.
If you're new,
I'm not in character.
you know, 360 days out of the year, you know, you may be Linda, mild-mannered office manager. You know, you wear business casual, you hit up every other happy hour, you always say nice things on the birthday cards that get passed around, but here, here at TPO, you're Lily Coy Linda. Yeah. You're pounding Saturns out of a hollowed out pineapple.
Nice.
You got a super sweet dress on, and your dude is wearing a super sweet matching cabana suit. Yes, because everyone here is a nerd in some way. There's fabric nerds, there's topper nerds, there's bar people, and like that is it. Is anyone wearing matching outfits? Do we have any matching couples in here right now? Yes, 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 yes. Give it up for them. We love that. Besides all that stuff that is great about tiki culture, it always just ends up coming back to the drinks, which brings us to today's tasting. So it's your first time, this is how it goes. We're going to bring up one by one 8 speakers to talk about the 8 corresponding samples on your map. Each of them will tell you who they are, what you're drinking, and what you can join them to drink at the table afterwards. Because once all of them are done talking, we'll release you to mob them like the sample booth at Costco and get your tropical tastings worth.
We call that the stoner buffet.
Does that sound good? Are we ready to get going?
Yes.
Well, fantastic. Without any further delay, it will be my pleasure to welcome to the tropical tasting stage from Tandaway Rum. Please welcome Joseph.
Yeah, we have this option. This is a Filipino one. Good.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm Joseph from Tandaway Rum. So Tandaway is from the tropical islands of the Philippines. So the Philippines make good quality rum. We have the best rums in the world. So Tandaway, Don Papa, and Kasama are from the Philippines. So we have a lot of good brands in the Philippines. So it's not only from the Caribbean, we also do rums in Asia. So we have a new product released here in the US for we released it this year. So it's a spice rum.
Big time.
The difference between our brand with the other brand spice rum is we have a good base spirit on it. So the spirit for our spice rum is 8%. You have on your table is salt sheets. So to save me some time, you can go through over it, and you can there's the nose, the taste, the finish, and the aging. And we have also a specially made cocktail for you with our spice rum. So after the tasting, you can go to our table and taste the cocktail. Thank you very much.
What do you think, So Cool?
Good luck, Joseph. Thank you, Joseph.
SoundCloud #1.
Very nice.
PubClub Live here, So Cool.
Kai, do you have any experience with Tandaway?
I do. I actually worked with Tandaway a couple of Tiki Oasis ago, and actually did the tropical tasting for them, talked about their rum, and I have to say, I think it makes the best pina colada. If you've ever had their white rum, try the pina colada next time. It's amazing.
It's definitely better than either of them.
Well, up to talk about delicious mixers.
Cheers.
I would
Kept
love to
those time.
welcome to the stage now our boy Randy from the Liquid Alchemist. Hello, Randy.
Come on, Kevin, you gotta keep up.
Appreciate that. Hello, everybody.
Aloha. Aloha.
Oh, yeah, you're right. This is way more energetic than the early March. I'm Randy. I'm the founder of Liquid Alchemist Syrups. Some of you, most of you sound like you know our products. Los Angeles-based company.
Woo!
Local. It's going to be down here in San Diego.
The whale's vagina.
Hey, G13 room, okay?
Hey, stay classy, San Diego.
That's okay, yeah, stay back. So, down to Liquid Alchemist, here we are today at Tiki Oasis. So we're a natural syrups company, and all our products are for sale in the marketplace. If you haven't had them yet, they taste pretty good, I think. A little biased, but what we try to do is pick flavors to be in popular cocktails. So for example, our coconut, pina colada, our orgeat for the Mai Tai. Now we have a new flavor that we're launching this year, well 2 actually, it's the peach. Yay! Pies, great whiskey. Can anybody name a really popular tiki cocktail that goes with the peach that's not Kelly Grill?
Missionary down. Fuzzy Nib.
Funny thing, okay, that's got peach.
The missionary down. That's good.
I don't know about Nui Nui, I'm not sure that, and that might be, but I don't know that. But I heard it back there. That's right. That's the most popular one that calls for the peach. We basically batch these and we drink these for breakfast.
Missionary what?
Tiki Oasis with our peach now. It's awesome. If you haven't had that
I didn't hear it.
cocktail, give it a quick Google. It's amazing. But our peach goes great in that. We have it on sale at Marketplace. It's really easy to find. We also have another product that we just launched this weekend. You are the first to have it. Well, technically, you're the second bunch because you're the afternoon tasting. But here at Tiki Oasis, we just launched a Liquid Alchemist painkiller mix.
Oh,
Whoa!
That's what we call a shoestring catch. Oh man. So this is our painkiller mix. So we work with Puster's Rum on this. Anybody know Puster's Rum?
Yeah.
Delicious. Not here today, wish they could be. We got some awesome other rums here, which are delightful. But in this case, we partnered up with Puster's nationally, and we're making the mix for the awesome classic painkiller. And we're going to be making painkillers over at our little booth over there with Miss Linda Sabinas and Kyle. And so, if you were here yesterday, if anybody was, you saw we did some afternoon painkiller happy hour.
Yeah.
So it's going to be that, but here. And then tonight we're going to be doing our cookie nights. Did anybody come to our sweet story last night? Yeah, it got weird. Not gonna lie. So we're going to do it again tonight. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We have Dustin Rodriguez from Long Beach's Bamboo Club.
Oh, cool.
We had Adam Raines last night.
Yeah.
Tiki Raines! And the tentacles of Adam go everywhere over Tiki Oasis, such that he was kind enough to donate a cocktail for us with Patron Tequila and Alchemist Orgeat and Alchemist Passion Fruit and Alchemist Ginger and some pineapple and lime. And it's over there, and we're tasting both that and the painkiller. And then these are, of course, on sale at the Marketplace, so we're here all week. So thank you, everybody.
PubClub Live will be stopping by promptly after.
I think so.
I cannot wait to taste the painkiller. I'm a painkiller professional.
One more time for Randy.
I wonder if they have it in the soggy dollar cups. Which would really be authentic.
All right, how many home bartenders do we have in the room today? Anybody? Yes, yes. That's the most I've seen, actually, so you guys are my people.
Yeah, that's good.
I actually don't make drinks at home. I make drinks all day, and then I go home and drink anything neat.
Yeah.
Or highballs. But when I do like to make drinks,
delicious.
the painkiller is one of my all-time favorite tiki drinks. A pina colada with fresh orange juice, dark rum, and a little grated nutmeg on top. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love a good painkiller, right? They also just launched some ready-to-drink cans with Pussers in their painkiller mix, and they are phenomenal.
Really?
So if you guys have the chance to try their mix, I highly recommend it. It's amazing.
Thank you. All right. Up next on your mat and up next on stage, let us please welcome from Diplomatico Rum, Evan.
Hi everyone, my name is Evan Shrest. I'm the West Coast brand ambassador for Diplomatico Rum. And what you have
A title I
is
want.
our 12-year Exclusiva Reserva. If you don't know, we are from Venezuela. The brand is from '06, but the distillery was built in 1959. And everyone that has worked at the distillery has been there for the most part since then. So we have about 3 generations now of distillers and master blenders. If you don't know, in general, we're a Spanish style rum from Venezuela. This particular product is mainly aged in ex-bourbon. We control the whole process, field to bottle in the literal sense. Thankfully, Venezuela is a pretty large country. We have full control of all sugar cane within 100 miles of the distillery. We control the milling process all the way to bottling. This particular product you're tasting right now has a 60% angel share. If you don't know Venezuela, we have crazy day-night shifts. We hit the longest Caribbean coastline for a country, but we're also at the base of the Andes Mountains, which creates this massive change in temperature unlike a lot of the Caribbean islands. And because of that, we have that very, very heavy angel share of 60%, but that also allows for great aging. So that 12-year really feels like it can pack a punch. We're going to be tasting 2 of the other rums as well after. Our 8-year Mentuano, which is a different still type. This is mainly copper pot stills, where the other 2 are batch kettle and barbette column. Batch kettle, we're one of only 2 people using this still as a rum producer. Us and Havana Club in Cuba, but you can't get that, so tough luck. And then we'll also be tasting our Planus White Rum 6-year, as well as an old fashioned with this guy, which this makes a great Negroni, great old fashioned. So come on over, check us out, and thanks for tasting.
Hold on, Soko.
Thanks so much, Evan. One more time for Evan Diplomatico.
Venezuela.
They actually sell this rum at the Duck Dive in San Diego in Pacific Beach.
And it's time for me to start learning this stuff.
I wasn't kidding.
Why is rum spelled 3 different ways? What's going on with that?
We'll get the job done.
Does anybody know
Why not?
That's good.
the 3 ways that it's spelled? Yes. That is correct. RHUM is rum that's made anywhere in the French Caribbean, not actually just at the island of Martinique, but bonus points for that. Anybody know where RON comes from?
Cuba.
Thank you. Yes, Spanish style rums, exactly. And of course, RUM, the traditional way, but just some little fun facts for you guys. So if you see that on a bottle, no, they did not misspell it. That's how it's supposed to be spelled. Yes. I couldn't hear you, but I'm sure it was really funny.
You're going to be very diplomatic
All
after
right,
some
we're
of
going to
these.
shift away from rum for a
Diplomatico
moment.
rum.
Something that some of you maybe never tasted before. So please let us give an incredibly warm tropical tastings welcome to Bill from Ming River.
Hey guys. So who here has never heard of Baijiu before? Quite a few. Right. Who here has not only heard of Baijiu before, but actually tasted Baijiu before?
What's up?
So mostly virgins. Okay. Good. No preconceived notions. Because Baijiu is many different things to different people, and it really depends on what Baijiu you're having. So I have Ming River here. I'm going to talk a little bit about Baijiu in general, a little bit about Ming River, and then if you're curious about the category, which is incredibly diverse, I have some other Baijius back at the table hidden that we're going to whip out, and we can taste 4 or 5 different things from different regions of China and see how each one is very unique. So I want to start off, does anybody want to take a stab at what is Baijiu?
Rice liquor. Rice alcohol.
Candy?
Bamboo.
No bamboo. So Baijiu refers to all traditional Chinese spirits. There are over 10,000 distilleries in China, and if you put all their products together, Baijiu is actually the best-selling spirit on earth, outsells whiskey and vodka combined on the global market, and the top 5 spirits brands in the world, according to Brand Finance, are all Chinese brands. Jack Daniel's comes in at number 6 as the most valuable non-Chinese brand. So Baijiu is this huge thing where very little of it is exported and very little of it is ever understood by non-Chinese people. So we're here to change that with Ming River as an entry point into the category, but we do want you to try other stuff. So Baijiu, there's 10,000 different distilleries made all over China, several different regional styles, but a few key points that make Baijiu unique from Western spirits. One is that Baijiu is made using a solid state fermentation. So they're actually steaming grain and then fermenting it in solid state using a starter culture called qi, which is analogous to koji and sake making. If anybody here is familiar with that, where you're using molds to convert starches to sugars rather than malting the grains. One other note about Baijiu versus Western spirits is that they are clear spirits, as you'll see. Bai actually means white in Chinese. Jiu means alcohol, but they're all aged spirits. So Baijiu is not a new thing. They're aged in fired clay or terrace. Is the mic kind of cutting in and out? Is that better? Yeah. All right, it's cutting in and out. I noticed that myself as well. So Baijius are all aged spirits, but they're aged in fired clay, so they do not take on color or flavor or aroma from the aging vessels, but there is an angel share of about 1 to 2% a year, much less than something like Diplomatico. And there's also oxidization, the spirit becomes smoother, and there's concentration of flavor. So the aging is very important to baijiu, even though they are clear spirits. Ming River is very representative of the Sichuan style of baijiu. Sichuan is actually the largest baijiu producing region in China. About 60% of all baijiu in China is coming from Sichuan, though it is produced all over China. And Ming River is actually a new brand that I helped create together with a company called Guzhou Laojiao, who is the oldest continually operating distillery in China. So we're a new brand helping baijiu break into the more mainstream markets, that not just ethnic Chinese markets outside of China, from a very, very old distillery. It's a very traditional product. One quick opportunity for everybody here. I don't know if you see the little tiger mug. So those of you who didn't make it to our sweet soiree last night, we actually sold out. So we're completely sold out of tiger mugs, but I do have one here that I can give away to one lucky winner. If you can answer a question correctly.
Fine.
So, baijius are always made from grain, but who here can tell me what grain is most commonly used to make baijiu?
Rice.
No?
Wheat.
No?
Barley. Seaweed.
Somebody? Not beans? Sorghum! Alright, Nikki? Alright.
To me,
That
it
is
tastes like
yours.
soju.
Yeah.
You know, well, she worked at Qualcomm, and she
Yeah.
brought me a bottle because she used to travel to Asia. She brought
So
me
as you taste it, this is a grain
I don't even know how
spirit.
to
It's
describe
gonna
this,
drink
do you?
more like a funky rum than it is like a vodka or a gin, even though it is a clear grain spirit. It is not a neutral spirit. So this is produced through a 2 to 3 month.
I literally don't know how to describe that.
Where they're steaming sorghum and burying it with this starter culture for 2 to 3 months, and it is unearthed, shoveled into a pot still. This is a solid mash, single pot distilled, aged in clay and bottled. I hope you enjoy it and think about cocktail application. Anything where you're dealing with super high ester rums, you can go even funkier with this. So enjoy it and find me at the table. I got some other stuff for you. Thank you guys.
Awesome, thank you so much, Bill. One more time for Bill. Did you guys like that? You enjoy that? What about how adorable is this little glass? Yeah. I know. Yes, those are yours to keep, little glasses there. Kai, can you think of an you've tasted baijiu before?
Yes.
Can you think of an application for it in a cocktail?
Actually made some pretty good daiquiris with this distillate before. It's very fragrant, very aromatic, and it really opens up with some fresh lime juice and just a little bit of simple syrup, super classic, served up or on the rocks, however you want to drink it. But I'm just a daiquiri fan in general. If there's any fellow DAC fans out there, y'all are my people.
Oh, our friends from Don Papa are next.
Well, we're through our first half, and as we move to the second half of the map, we're also taking our second liquid trip to the Philippines. So if you would, please welcome to the stage, with Don Papa Rum, our boy Ben!
Yeah, Ben.
Hey everyone, my name is Ben Romo. I am a Libra. I am beach. And I also happen to be the national ambassador for Don Papa Rum.
Woo! Another title I'd like to have.
So, it's my sophomore season here at Tiki Oasis. Last year, didn't know what to expect. This year I came with my second liver pack, so I feel pretty good. But yeah, someone who identifies very proudly as a Filipino American, for me to have grown up here,
also a lot of caramel.
to imagine as a kid coming from, I don't know, having to explain to my friends what lumpia are, or why spam should be eaten with rice, to be up here and presenting as one of, not one but 3 different brands representing the category. I mean, it really fills me with a lot of, happiness. Cheers to our friends from the Philippines. I think what everyone has in front of you here this summer celebrating our 10th anniversary of the first bottle of 7-year-old being sold. So it's kind of a big deal for us. We're relatively new to California, but you have this in front of you, and I'm gonna pour myself another sip myself on.
There you go. That's a brand ambassador.
Do what I can. And also, I mean, Tiki Nikki was talking about everyone's Tiki nicknames. I think that, like, if I was gonna have one, I mean, some of you saw me last night. That might be Lotto Ben. But one thing I'd like you guys to try is, so just, I mean, if you take a second with me before getting super into it, just maybe hold the glass about at your chin. Take in the very distinct aroma of our rum, aged for 7 years, ex-bourbon casks, made from molasses on a single island called Negros in the heart of Luzon in the Philippines. So it's very idiosyncratic, like not to get super nerdy or technical, but like the cane we have out in the Philippines compared to the stuff here in the Americas, it's very genetically distinct. It never really had to travel. Cane's endemic to the Pacific Rim in that part of the world. So, the stuff out there, relatively low in fiber, very high in moisture, very high in sucrose. So the juice, the molasses we make from it, and the rum we make from the molasses, like really, really robust, lush, kind of fruit forward versus like some of the greener and grassier notes for our cousin spirits from the Americas. And before we all share a glass, I do want to take this moment and give us a quick crash course in how we say cheers in the Philippines. There's a few different ways. The first one that comes to mind is some people will say tagay. And tagay basically means bottoms up. It comes from this tradition of drinking a shot, using the same glass and passing it to the next person. So really super communal, fun, engaging. Not the most COVID-friendly practice. So we'll move on from that one. Another one is there's the Japanese loan word kanpai, which literally means to drink your glass dry. Awesome for work parties or Tinder dates and that sort of thing. My favorite way of saying cheers in Tagalog is this word mabuhay, and it means just to go out and live. And it's a sort of a catch-all, really beautiful wish for like good health and good fortune to the people you're surrounded with. So I'd like to raise this glass to all of you, if you join me, and just say mabuhay. Thank you for having us.
Mabuhay.
Okay, I've been hamming it up a lot. I mean, I love this stuff. I drink a lot of it on the reg, but I just think these wonderful notes of like kind of lush fruit and citrus. I think that's like really a kind of a great sign of where we're from. And if you guys would like to try more of this lovely rum, we do have a hospitality suite at number 1115.
Write that down.
I'll be joined by my fellow friend.
Put it in your phone. 1115. Put it in your phone.
Who runs the bar at Burger Shaker in Los Angeles. He'll be fixing some delicious cocktails. And my big kuya, Tomas Los Reyes, my colleague at Don't Pop Around, will be on the ones and twos. So if you guys would like to dance, if you'd like to drink, or if you just like look into each other's eyes and talk about it, we'll be there.
What's that number again?
Hope to see you. Thank you so much for having us. And
Mabuhay.
give it one more time for Ben from Don Papa.
So, Kai, what is your favorite thing about rum?
Yes.
Rum.
Well, besides how drunk you get, say no. I think one of the really cool things about rum is that it is made in so many different parts of the world that it is very terroir driven, so it's very similar like to wine. So it's like you can have the same grape, but when it comes from 3 different places, it's going to taste completely different. It's going to cook differently, it's going to sit differently, taste differently in the wine, pair with foods differently, and rum is very similar to that, as you guys can, or will be able to tell by the end of this tasting, because we are tasting rums from so many different regions in the world, right? It's like sugarcane grows differently based on the weather or everything that they have there, right? And so I think that's probably my favorite thing about rum, is that it can be so unique and so different in every bottle.
next up on your map and next up on stage, we can please welcome Alexandra from Kasama.
Hi everyone.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. My name is Alexandra Dorna. I'm the founder of Kasama Rum. I'm also a Tiki virgin, and this is my first time at Tiki Oasis, or any Tiki event for that matter. And everyone's been so friendly and welcoming, so thank you so much. We're so happy to be here. Kasama Rum is this guy. It's a brand that I founded and launched last year in 2021. But Kasama has been in the making my whole life. I've been working in the liquor industry for 29 years. Do you guys want to guess how old I am?
27?
Start when you were born?
I'm 31, so I started when I was 2 years old.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Do we have any vodka drinkers here? So my dad is Tad Dorna. He's the founder of 2 vodka brands from Poland, which you may or may not know, Belvedere Vodka and Chopin Vodka.
Whoa.
And so I quite literally grew up in this business. I launched Kasama because I saw a gap in the market for a rum brand that was targeted at a younger audience, and also a rum brand that sort of celebrated the place that it was from. My mother comes from Manila, in the Philippines, and I'm so proud to share my Philippine culture through Kasama Rum. This is a great group because we have all 3 sort of Philippine rum brands here, but the Philippines is actually the 2nd largest rum producing country in the world, which I think a lot of people are surprised to learn about. I certainly was surprised to learn about that in
I had no idea.
2017 when I first heard it. And also sugarcane is native to Southeast Asia. It was originally cultivated in the Philippines. In Papua New Guinea, I apologize. In Papua New Guinea, and it came up through the Philippines, through Central Asia, and over to the Canary Islands, and it was only brought to the Caribbean by Christopher Columbus in 1492. So, although in the U.S. people think that that the Caribbean is, the birthplace of rum and the birthplace of sugarcane, in fact, it has so much to do with our part of the world. I have some free T-shirts. I have 1 free T-shirt. And
I can see one guy that needs it.
where? Oh, hi.
The guy without a shirt on.
Well, certainly get it to him.
Because it looks like you need some clothing. Does anybody know what kasama means in Filipino? Sadly, no. Sorry. Anyone? So nobody got it right, but someone got close over here. It means companion or together or with family. Sort of. Close. Kasama means together or companion in Filipino. And I think that it's really a celebration of Philippine culture, which I think has so much to do with Tiki culture. So it's really fun, it's very vibrant, it's all about a fun tropical escape and celebrating the everyday. And so that's what we try to do with Kasama.
Naked guy can have my shirt.
This guy? Over here? So you have the rum in front of you. It is distilled and aged in the Philippines. It's distilled from noble sugarcane juice in the Philippines. It's column distilled, and then it's aged in ex-bourbon American oak barrels. And you'll notice that it has a lot of fruity, sort of on the nose, there's sort of some chocolate, some caramel, but when you drink it, there's a lot of ripe pineapple, there's a hint of vanilla from those ex-bourbon barrels, there's a little bit of spice as well. Some people taste banana.
A little bit.
Yeah. It's very light, it's some sort of semi-dry, it's meant to be sipped neat, but also is a great base for tropical cocktails. If you come over and visit us, we're serving a riff on a pina colada. And the fun fact about this rum is it's the only rum that's actually bottled in Poland. So we bring the rum from the Philippines to my family's vodka distillery in Poland, where it's bottled and bottled and packaged, and then shipped all the way to you guys here in San Diego to be enjoyed. In San Diego, we're available at Bevmo and select craft stores, so look out for us. And please do follow us on Instagram. We're having a great time on Instagram together, so thank you so much.
One more time for Alexandra with Kasama Rum.
Ladies, let's give an extra special round of applause for a female business owner over here, right?
Yes.
bars do you own in Phoenix?
A couple little speakeasies called Pigtails Cocktails and Rough Rider. If anybody's been there, give us a shout. Have you ever worked in a restaurant before?
Yeah. Yes. Very similar to you, I was born into my industry as well. My dad is a quick glimpse into the personal life of Tiki Nicky, but my dad's a classically trained European chef. And so I had a job as soon as I was born. And so I worked in the family restaurant from when I was very little. And like when you're 8 years old, you don't want to work the dish pit. But my dad would say, farmers had children to work in the fields.
Yes, they did.
I had you to work in this restaurant. That's where mine came from. That's how I got into it. So without any further ado, let us next go to our local selection here. Please give a warm tropical tastings welcome from Cutwater Spirits. It is Nikki.
The other Tiki Nicky.
Hi everyone, happy Tiki Oasis.
Aloha.
I hope you guys have heard of Cutwater Spirits before. I'm assuming most of you have. A little closer. I'm getting used to the microphone, second time ever. Okay, so if you don't know Cutwater Spirits, we're a local distillery here in San Diego. We were founded by the original founders of Ballast Point Brewing.
Yep.
So when they sold the brewing, they kept the spirits, and here we are, Cutwater Spirits. I've been with the company since day one, so it's been a wild, amazing ride to see how we've grown and all the cool things we're doing. We're working on going global right now, so it doesn't get much better than that. Very exciting. So what you have here is our white rum. So obviously we're known for our canned cocktails, but being a former bartender, I'm like, we can't forget about our bottles. Those are the real spirits that we make ourselves that we're putting in our canned cocktails. So our white rum is made from organic evaporated cane sugar. So we grind that down and ferment and distill that. So you have a nice, lovely, grassy, fresh, clean aroma. Stands up really great in any tiki cocktail. And then what we are showcasing today is the convenience of our canned cocktails. So we have our Pina Colada Tiki Rum Punch, our new mojito in the sleek cans, because everyone feels like they're drinking an extra refreshing cocktail when it comes in those sleek cans. And then our Tiki Rum Punch. And then just a little heads up, we have 5 different rum SKUs in the bottle. And something that's unique to Cutwater Spirits, since we make just about every spirit under the sun, we age our rum in our very own whiskey barrels. So most companies can't say that because we make it all. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you over here. Cheers.
Thank you, Nikki. One more time, Nikki. Cutwater Spirits. San Diego Pride. Do you get Cutwater in Arizona? Do you have access to that?
We do. I'm actually a huge fan of their Bloody Mary mix. I think they make some of the best pre-made Bloody Mary mix. And if you guys have never had Jamaican rum and Bloody Mary mix before, y'all are missing out.
What?
I hope you guys are ready.
Wait. One more time? You said rum and Bloody Mary mix?
One more time.
Jamaican rum and Bloody Mary mix.
Dark rum?
What?
Yeah.
Dark rum or light rum?
Dark Jamaican rum
Dark-
and Bloody Mary mix.
Like a Dr. Bird?
Sure.
Yeah.
Bloody Mary
Yeah,
mix.
see?
Never even
And now,
thought of that as a
we come to the
possibility.
last sample of that,
Bloody
our
Marys, I have
last
to try
speaker
it.
of the day. So why don't we just put our hands together one more time for Ken with Malahat.
Hello, everybody. Aloha, yeah.
Aloha.
So I'm Ken, one of the founders of Malahat and the distiller. So if you guys have fulfilling questions, we don't have to answer any of that. Because I actually do make everything from scratch at the distillery. We are here, local from San Diego. The bottle actually shows the mouth ship on the bottle. Largest rum running ship during Prohibition, carried more contraband liquor than any other. Was known as the Queen of Rum Row, and used to feed San Diego with booze during Prohibition. So And we also have a great tasting room. If you guys want to check it out, because and I was able to get a lot of pieces from the Star of India, which is this 100-year-old spoon, Sandy Harper, San Diego Maritime Museum, movie props from the movie Master Commander. I've seen that before. Russell Crowe, great movie. And so when you walk in, it's like walking into Pirates of the Caribbean. So if you don't like Disneyland, you might not enjoy it, but if you do, you're gonna have a great time walking in there. So the key to everything there is that we actually make everything from scratch. So I bring in the grains, bring in the for the whiskeys, bring in the molasses for the rum.
Look at his info.
Distill it, barrel it, bottle it,
Hey,
label
him
it.
isn't cool.
Everything is done right there in the distillery. I'm really particular about flavor profiles. I take a very culinary approach to everything that's made, so I'm really particular about the bouquet, the way it hits your palate, the richness of it, because I really believe that a good spirit has to coat your palate, and right down to the finish. So I take a lot of care and pride into everything, and so it's and you'll notice the distinction when you actually taste it. Today we have the rums here, and one of the things that I really like to highlight is the fact that I actually use only natural ingredients and everything. So I was never going to make a flavored anything initially, but when I started trying to make a spice rum after these father-daughter camping trips that I used to go on, where we'd have spice rum and cokes, and trying to make a spice rum because I've never really found one that I could sit and eat. I created a spice rum 5.5 months in my kitchen. I still hand split every vanilla bean, crush every real cinnamon stick. It's a dozen real spices. When you smell the bouquet, when you taste it, you'll know the distinction in it. The ginger rum is actually hundreds of pounds of freshly hand-peeled ginger root. And so, per batch, and so you'll be able to smell it, again, smell it, taste it. It's just a really different experience.
Absolutely.
And
Stop by and try
that
it.
was painstaking
Nice and
to try
healthy.
to isolate the citrus component of ginger that typically gets lost in the heat, and I was able to accentuate that.
uniquely good.
And then
It
in
is.
front of you
Say that again.
is actually the black tea rum, which I got inspired from Thank you. It's my favorite. Oh, man. It's a great spirit. I love it too. It was actually inspired on a motorcycle trip in Southeast Asia that I had, just trying to bring all this natural black tea over. And so I really try to incorporate this culinary approach of different experiences and flavor profiles, and when you come by and you're welcome to try everything, I think you'll really get a kick out of it. And then it even goes down to the cocktails I'll be making in the tasting room too, because the juices have to be freshly squeezed. I mean, everything is, all the syrups are handmade, fresh, and only natural ingredients. I'm a stickler for all of that. So anyway, thank you for your time, and come on by and check us out.
My mom gave me some
One more time for Malak.
green tea,
Okay, so before I release you this
I've
morning,
worked in so many different tasting rooms in Miramar.
the souvenir glass you have the Tiki Oasis on it, that is also yours to keep.
Up
These
that way?
glasses
I'm not sure.
are provided by the California Rum Festival, and they wanted me to tell you that they have a photo booth set up just out in this little foyer right here. You take a picture at the photo booth. You are entered in a raffle to win free tickets to either the Los Angeles or San Francisco Rum Festival. All right.
Hello.
There was important to note now for me personally is that this
Better
is the
invite me
last
if you
tropical
win.
tasting of Tiki Oasis. So what that means is I can start drinking now. So you
Cheers.
cheers to you, Kai.
Hang on, Cole. We'll do a wrap.
And one more, do you guys mind if I take a selfie with y'all? I gotta explain to my dad why I quit my job. Cheers, y'all.
Mahalo.
Potatoes. And I'll see you tonight at the parties.
Nice.
Thank you all so much.
All right, let's see if I can.
It's nice.
Well, so Cole, I got just a little bit left of the Mahalat. And do you have anything left? What do you think?
Just a little bit of the Liquid Alchemist. Actually, those tasty syrups.
Tiki Oasis rum tasting here in San Diego.
We'll see you around.
Cheers. I'm the Kempo.
Of course, Soul Cole, and we are.
Hang on.
Oh,
We clinked and I didn't drink.
clink and drink.
Let's try that again.
Right.
I'm the Kempo,
And I'm Soul Cole.
and we are
PubClub Live. Coming to you from Tiki Oasis 2022 in gorgeous San Diego, California. What an experience. Wow, we learned a ton in the last hour or two sitting here and tried some amazing samples. And now we get to go cruise all the vendors and try even more great things that they have to offer.
What was that room number for the party?
1115.
1115. Okay.
There are
Cheers.
definitely perks to wearing something like this.
Yes, there
Okay?
are.
Just saying. There are definitely perks to wearing something that says media on it.
Yes, absolutely.
All right?
Cheers.
We love y'all for watching as always. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.